want to say to you, what I'm going to share with you today is me, Mr. Glasses, and how I came to be. And when John Thomas Norfolk Jr. died March the 5th, 2013, may he rest in peace. March the 5th, 2013 is one of the most devastating days of my life, on the same side of waking up paralyzed to coming here to Houston, being on life support again here in Houston. March the 5th, 2013 was another game changer for me. Here's my theme song, Mr. Glasses. So, while we listen to the song, The Gift of Life, I'm going to tell you how John Thomas Norfolk Jr. died March the 5th, 2013. John Thomas Norfolk Jr. had reported verbal abuse that he was getting from paramedics, verbal abuse that he was getting from nurses, doctors, transportation drivers. But Mr. Norfolk was basically a quiet soul dealing with all these things, because Mr. Norfolk knew he was in a system that was broken, but he also knew that it wasn't too much he can do not knowing how to read. So I'm saying to you how Mr. Glasses came to be. So March the 5th, 2013, after all the verbal abuse that I was getting by paramedics, the paramedics decided that they was going to escalate the abuse. Because when I say that going from verbal abuse to stopping an ambulance, let me break that down to you, to the lowest denominators of the breakdown. First of all, I called 911 for medical attention. I was the one that woke up to 102 fever, an irregular heartbeat, and I was sweating like a runaway slave, to call 911 for the emergency that everyone has a civil right to call in case of an emergency. And my emergency wasn't an emergency enough to get me straight to the hospital. You yourself might be not understanding and understanding and getting what I'm saying. So let me break it all the way down slowly to you. I called 911. I had two sets of paramedics in my house bickering about who was going to take me to the hospital. I had to address these paramedics. I had to get upset in my living room after already being upset because of the way that I woke up, because I was scared that I was dying. So I called 911 because I thought I was dying. To say that when these guys got me inside of the transport vehicle, we talking about a transport vehicle that the we talking about the transport vehicle that the dispatcher dispatched the paramedics to my address. So when they was programmed through the dispatcher to come to see me, their job is to stabilize me and get me to the hospital as quick as they can. So I say to you, for me to have two paramedics, March the 5th, 2013, stop me from getting to the hospital, all because I did not want to talk to them because of the way that they were treating me inside the hospital, to them stopping the ambulance, threatening me with bodily harm and incarceration, to the point where I was so upset that they had to tell me more than 3 times, Mr. Northland, we need you to calm down. Mr. Northland, we need you to calm down. Mr. Northland, we need you to calm down. Now I say to you, anytime anyone has to tell you they need you to calm down, that means that you are upset. And when you are upset, it is a possibility that you could go into cardiac arrest. So I say to you, for me to be done went through what I was going through inside the ambulance with 2 fully functioning paramedics, I'm 126 pounds. These guys were 400 pounds combined easily. I couldn't stand up and walk out of that situation by saying enough is enough. I couldn't even much roll out of that situation because they said that my wheelchair couldn't fit in the ambulance. So I'm to their mercy. So I'm stopped on the side of the road when we all know that there is no stop in going to the emergency room. And especially if you the one who called 911. To the point where no one is really listening to really hearing me while I'm saying what I'm saying. But all I'm saying to you is I'm praying for you that it don't happen to you, because if it happened to you in the way that I have been recreated, when it happened to you, it happened to me too. So I'm going to show how much I hate it, because there's no way that a human being should be treated like I'm being treated as a human being throughout everything that's happened to me, from what happened to me March the 5th till it happened to me again August the 27th, 2013, to shut up all the goddamn complaining, till it happened to me 4 months ago, 4 times in 1 month by 4 different sets of paramedics, and 3 times by MTM transportation. So ever since the divine light of creation that recreated me so I can see and articulate the things that I'm going to tell you today and the rest of the days of my life is the truth. Is the truth. Slippery. So lies can't hold on. Lies are supposed to slide off. And the truth is supposed to carry on. But not here in Babylon. Here in Babylon, the truth is as twisted as a pretzel stick and twice as salty. So I want you to try these shoes on for size. With 2 left shoes, when will you know to go right? And with 2 right shoes, sooner or later, you'll get left behind. So that's why the divine light of creation created balance. A woman is the right to the man's wrong, the in to the man's out, the good to the man's bad. That woman makes that man whole when they come together as that perfect unit. So all I can say to you, think about your life. Think about what's going on in your life. Think about the truth of your life. To anyone that's confused about life and you feel like the good book is your way of being unconfused, I'll say to you, try living your life like Adam and Eve should have lived their lives. From the beginning, before they didn't have to have a Bible for you to live your life right behind. Because I say to you now, for the things that I'm getting from divine defines a lot of things that are said in that book. And the things that I'm saying is what I done sat down with the divine light of creation, which is us all being the greatest creations of all the human beings, the smartest species, but the dumbest species because we pay for our water. So, like I say again, I know where I come from to where I'm going to know what I am supposed to be doing. And after this all I'm prepping for, that's what I'm going to be doing. So, I'm saying to you, the things that I'm seeing, the things that I'm hearing, it's just like the guys that wrote the Bible. In order to write the Bible, they had to begin